So we've been a club car customer for in excess of 20 years. We originally started with about 60 golf carts, built up over time to 80. And then last year we increased that fleet size up to 100. I think we just kept on looking at how many buggies we were renting, how many customers we were turning away. Obviously, we've got 3 golf courses, which throughout the peak seasons are fairly busy. So we're just looking at our numbers and how much we were turning away. We knew we could purchase more and generate even more revenue by putting those club car fleet size up. So we've got a full fleet of Tempos at the moment. We did over previous years have Preston. I think we changed over to Tempo 4 years ago when they first came out. When we moved over to Tempo, we went into the comfort steering, deluxe steering wheels with USB ports put in, and we've had the Visage GPS units for probably about 10 years now, I would say. So I think there's multiple benefits really. When you look at it from a customer standpoint, they get GPS yardages on there. They can communicate with drinks buggies. They can communicate back into the pro shop, and if they need some assistance or there's a speed of play issue. And from an operational standpoint, we can see where all of our buggies are out on the golf courses. We can also see whether there's a pace of play issues. And from a point of view towards the beginning or end of the days, we can see where all the cars are. So if somebody's left one somewhere and we can't see it, you can go on your phone, dial into the app and find that buggy wherever it is and get it put away. And also if they've been put on charge properly, it's a great benefit to us to see battery levels and whether the member of staff's plugged it in correctly. So it's really advantageous to make sure they've not got a flat battery the next day. I found them all over the place. I think the key one that tends to happen a bit is people tend to leave them around by main reception in the car parks. They'll leave them down by the driving range. I think sometimes where is a semi-convenient for them, even outside some of the bedrooms, if they're on the ground floors. Found them all over the place. Yeah, I think if people are away for a good few days and they've walked the golf courses for 2 days, it may well be the third day they need a bit of respite. For those who have a bit of difficulty getting around, I think it really makes a difference. I think there's a fun element to them as well that we mustn't sort of discard really. I think people do like to get around and have a bit of fun. They're sat next to their friends, having a bit more enjoyment, so they're almost a bit together. Sometimes when you're walking you can spread out, so there's lots of different sort of fun elements that the customer gets from it that which makes it more enjoyable for them.
We want to open up golf to as many people as possible, you know, all ages, demographics, and you know, disabilities, health conditions. Clearly using buggies and as a pro to have a fleet of buggies helps you, you know, enable those people to play. Time is always a massive one. So people seem to have less time. We want to speed up play. You know, they want to come for a quick 9 holes or a quick 18 holes. So clearly you're going to be quicker on a golf car, especially if everyone's using them, and the more cars are out on the course, generally the quicker the play goes. And making it fun as well. So, you know, you're sat next to your friends, you've got a chance to talk a bit more. If the system is there, then you've got the yardages, you've got all of the hole layouts, you've got pin positions. There's a bit more for the golfer experience. The benefits for the golfer are massive, and technology is kind of advancing that, which, you know, we're really excited about. Having a fleet of club cars is an investment, but what it can be and what it should be is a very profitable investment. You should be yielding really healthy returns, and what we want to see, and the reason that we work with the PGA and we try and work closely with PGA pros, is we want to see them benefit from that. We want to see them boost their revenue. We want to see them boost their profitability, and we want to see them give their customers a better service and a wider range of options. So where that starts probably for the professional is, if you're listening to this thinking, I've got 2 golf cars and I can't rent them out, or I've got 4 and we're struggling. What we see quite often is it's about finding a sweet spot of how many cars works for you. Reeve Valley Golf Club started, I think, 10 years ago, maybe, with 2 golf cars. Robert there was struggling to rent out 2 golf cars, and kind of went round the corner to a couple of local clubs and asked their opinion. And all of the feedback was, well, you just don't have enough. So actually the key for him to grow his buggy business was to go from 2 to 10. And that was when he started hitting that sweet spot, saw usage grow, saw more people take them, went to 20 cars. A couple of years later, went to 30 cars. And I think now Robert's got 50 cars on the fleet and is really, really seeing the benefit. To be honest, again, it depends on, you asked Chris earlier, what features does he have on the car? And really, it depends on that as well. So, geographically, which area are you in, the type of golf facility that you are. We see golf clubs range from kind of £15 all the way up to £60 for a buggy. Generally at £60, it's a very, very high spec club car. It would be premium seats. It would be the full vision system, so the golfer's getting all of the benefits of that. It would be with the cooler and the club and ball washer and the USB. So it is a little bit of a process of finding that sweet spot and looking at your customers, your demographic, and just working out where is that best place to be on price and on number of cars. But once you've done that, you can really leverage the benefits.
Finding the sweet spot is exactly the right wording, really, just to figure out what the customers are looking for, how many golfers you've got coming, have you got potential to add a few more in? And I think it's a bit of an education. Once people start using buggies, they realise they quite like them. So they go around, especially on their more leisure games, like Andy said, if you want to get around a bit quicker or spend a bit with some of your friends, there is always that to it over playing in competitions when potentially you're not going to use them. But the sweet spot for numbers and finding the price point really is the key. I think a great way of looking at it is how much do you charge for an electric trolley? So if two people are using an electric trolley, how much does that add up to? And really, you start coming to a number where would you pay a little bit more to rent a buggy?
With a fleet of golf cars, whether it's 2, 4, 6 or 20, 30, you've got an opportunity for profit there, which is for a professional business a really high margin. If you look at what they're selling inside the shop, apparel, clothing, you can get a lot more margin out of those golf cars if you use them the right way. And you can upsell as well if you do it the right way. You can sell, you can charge £20 for a golf car, or you can charge 30 and you put a couple of bottles of water in there and a couple of chocolate bars and you upsell it. So there's a benefit in the cars themselves, but there's also a massive opportunity there to upsell and sell a bit more food and beverage for the pro, or sell some balls or some tees, especially with groups and societies.
I think the buggies are one of our best profit generators throughout the summer season. It really is a crucial part of our golf business. So we'll always make sure buggies are out early in the morning, clean, displayed properly, priced, make sure the teams are straight away know how many buggies are already rented, how many are available still to be rented. The shop teams, when they're welcoming everyone, is upselling. I mean, it starts from the initial point of contact from us. If you're phoning up, booking a tee time, at that point, we'll expect the team members to then ask if they need a buggy, exactly the same if you're doing it online, making sure that you've got that reservation in early. And then again, like I said, once they turn up on site, if they haven't got one, the team in the shop that are welcoming everyone will be upselling those. We'll incentivize the team. We'll send out utilization reports and make sure that the team are really engaged on getting those buggies out, getting them used. If the buggies have gone out early in the morning, turning them around, getting them out again. They will go around twice, so why wouldn't you get them out twice? So it's just a really, really important part that everyone's bought into.
Hugely important. If you've spent money either on a lease or purchasing your golf cars, the biggest thing you need to do is make sure that they're maintained, one, so you can use them and get the maximum use, and two, so that they're safe, because clearly that is of vital importance. But it's a fairly simple practice in terms of what you would need to do as a pro if you had a fleet to keep on top of that. We have a network of dealers across the UK that retail our products and service our products. So I would say, first and foremost, if you purchase your club cars or you take them on a lease or a hire, look at an annual service agreement where the club car dealer will come in once a year. They'll do a full health check on the cars, they'll service them, and they'll give you a report. for every car that shows that it's been serviced and safe, if there are any recommendations on there that need doing. And that just, it keeps your fleet healthy, it keeps it moving, and it keeps you, you know, covered. And you want to make sure that you're putting golfers on a safe product. The tire pressures on a golf car should be 20 to 22 psi. And I know I've been to golf clubs across my area and seen them at 7, 8, 9 psi. And, you know, the club might be saying, or the pro might be saying, we're not getting the range out of them, we're not getting the performance. That is the equivalent of running your golf car in glue all day, every day. So a simple one is, again, every 2 weeks, if you're looking at batteries and you're topping them up, just get a little tire pressure gauge. You can get a small pressure gauge off eBay or Amazon. Just check the tire pressures. If they need topping up, make sure you do them. And that's a lot less pressure on the motor. You'll get the maximum efficiency out of your batteries, which also means you'll get the maximum efficiency out of the cost of charging them. The only other things we see is, you know, those customers that are really making the most and especially pushing their kind of rental revenue per car is look at the added premium options, look at the added values, and, you know, look at, if you add those to your fleet, what is the cost and what kind of rental can you achieve? People love the comfort seats on golf cars. They love the look, they love the feel, the comfort steering wheels, ball and club washer, USB ports, and especially the cooler boxes, which is always good in summer for sticking a few nice chilled beverages in. And as well, look at technology. We have our Visage system. The golfer gets tremendous benefits out of that. They get all of the course display, they get the whole layout, the green layout, they get all of the yardages, speakers and music, and all of that is becoming, you know, it's becoming more available. We've got it on our product. It makes golf more fun. It draws a slightly different audience. There's always going to be some that don't want to listen to a bit of music while they're driving down the fairway, but there's going to be a lot of younger players, especially, that, you know, they absolutely love to be able to listen to the sport or listen to some music. And look at those offerings, look at your demographic at your club, and think about, if you add those to your fleet, how far can you push the rental, and how can that help you realize, you know, more revenue and more profit from the fleet? Technology, music, those different things, we're excited about adding that to our product, and excited to hear back from, you know, our customers about how is it working and how is it being received.
So we receive really great after-sales care from the team at Farrell's. We have a great relationship with Phil. Following off of sort of Andy's point about maintaining the cars, they generally don't need a lot of looking after, you know, topping up the batteries with water if you've got lead acid, keeping the tires pumped up is about as simple as it takes, other than keeping them clean. But if you do have any problems, if someone's knocked one into a tree or something like that, which does happen every now and again, the after-sale service that we get from Farrell's is quick, it's easy. They come out, they get them back circulated. It's exactly what we want. We don't want any downtime with the buggies, but we get looked after really well.
We go to market in the UK and across the EMEA regions through a network of dealers. So you can't buy direct from us, so to speak. The dealers, really, their responsibility is to sell and service our products in the market. We have 8 in the UK of really long-standing dealers that have been, you know, involved in club car and selling club car for, I think, many of them over 20 years. So they're part of the club car family. We clearly trust them to sell our products, and we trust them to look after, you know, the end customer. And they do a fantastic job of that. You can find them all on our website. So again, type in your postcode on the dealer locator, and you can pull up the nearest dealer to you. There'll be contact details on there for the sales and service teams, and they'd be more than happy to talk to you. We've supported the PGA for over 20 years now. This will be our 23rd year as a partner. We've renewed that agreement again for another 4 years, which is fantastic news. You know, we enjoy the relationship. We love investing back into the game of golf. We all benefit from the game of golf being successful.